everybody. Welcome to Funnysad with your hosts, Travis Nelson and
Vanessa Dunn.
I looked to my right as if we were in the same place.
Where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, that was like muscle memory. I always turn to you.
Like when I'm in Washington.
You're in Atlanta now, right?
Yup. Well,
all right.
Outside of Atlanta, but yeah, basically Atlanta.
We don't have to get technical.
No need. I flew into Atlanta, okay?
We have a very special guest on the show tonight. Kermet Apio is with us. Hey, Kermet.
Hi. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for being on.
Oh.
Yeah, Kermet is a great comedian. I'm going to put all of his... Kermet, I'm going to put like your bio and stuff in the about section so people can check that out. And your Twitter tag is at Kermet Apio, yes?
Yeah, it just every time I sign up for any kind of email or social media, Kermet Apio always seems to be available. So that's normally my tag for everything, just my name, and it's with it's with E, so it's Kermet Apio. But that I get Kermet Apio for Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Like I don't have to add a number to the end of it, right? There's no I don't have to put Kermet Apio 28 or something. So,
yeah.
That's always
not a lot of Kermet Apios out there.
Yeah, I think Tyler Bowe said he had a similar thing where he is the only Tyler Bowe.
Yeah.
All right, Vanessa, do you want to go first?
One time I stayed at the Four Seasons and headlined the Improv. Sorry. What I meant was that one time I had 4 seniors tell me if I want to headline, I need to improve.
I had the same tweet locked and loaded. I love that one too. That was just
it was a hilarious tweet though. Like,
well, and the thing, and we've talked about this with other people where it's like there's so few topics in the news. It's all the same thing. It's all politics all the time. And you see the same jokes regurgitated. And it's really, even on Twitter, it's very rare for someone to take the time to actually sit down and write a joke. Like everyone else, even myself, I just retweeted the Four Seasons landscaping or whatever it was. I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever. But you actually took the time to sit down and write the joke.
Thanks.
Right?
So it was a funny topic anyway, right? I mean, genuinely hilarious because you can just tell what happened behind the scenes to make what we saw, right? And so right there, there's going to be a ton of jokes because it's just the funniest thing and Four Seasons landscape was just like, oh, sure, yeah, let's do a thing. Why not? It was just trying to find an angle, really, which is what I think we all are trying to do.
Well, you knocked it out of the park, in my opinion.
You did that. Good job, Kermit. That's why you get the big bucks.
I like this podcast. This is fun.
Yeah, we're all fun. It's nice when we like the guest. Otherwise, it can get a little ugly.
You ain't wrong. Because we'll roast people. We will roast people.
Sure.
All right, I got a tweet here, Kermit. I love this one. It's official. My 13-year-old son is 6 feet tall. So now when I lecture him, I have to start off by saying, bro, which is so funny. I'm very tall, and as a growing up tall, that was always like the very strange thing is adults and authority figures were always looking up to me, and it's just such a funny.
Yeah,
that would be hard.
I came home from a long trip. I think I was working on a cruise ship or something. I was gone for a few weeks, and whenever I come home, I always want them to give me a hug when I come home, especially when I've been gone a long time. And so, yeah, I came home from this long trip, and he gave me a hug, and it was like I was hugging a dude. He was his head was right here, and I mean, it's not like I was gone so long. But all of a sudden, it just hit me, like I'm not gonna point down at him and tell him, hey, you got to listen to your dad. I'm gonna look straight across. And that is, it's a power shift in its own way.
Yeah, you guys don't hug anymore. You just bro shake where you go in.
Yes, just do the quick one. One of the E's in the back.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that tweet.
I love that one. That one might need to go into the act if it's not presumptuous of me. I think.
Maybe.
All right, Vanessa, you got one?
Mm-hmm. If you missed Black Friday and Cyber Monday, today is Take It Tuesday. 100% off items if you can leave the store undetected.
I had that one too.
Oh,
Thanksgiving
cool.
is coming up, so it's like very
it's
relevant.
it's appropriate. That's right. It's very appropriate to the time.
I think that
Like
one was
stealing is
from
always
like
free, guys.
yeah, quick reminder. If you're fast, everything's free.
Right?
That's a tweet. That's a tweet when you write when you just don't want to go anywhere at 4 a.m. To buy something.
Yeah. Where were you?
Right?
Do you remember?
Why buy it when you can steal it, right, Kermit? I'm just kidding.
Great. Now I'm on the watch list at TJ Maxx.
You're gonna go into Target and they're just gonna be like,
Yeah.
is that
Security guard just always within 10 feet. Hey, what's up, bro? Oh, nothing.
you and your tall ass son?
Yeah, that's the good thing is now your son can run block for you while you run out of the store.
That's a very good point. That's a good point.
All right, I got a tweet. This is more of a local one, but the new Seattle hockey team should be called the Mariners. That way people can finally say the Mariners are playing in October, which oh, it hurts so good.
You know, Mariner fans, we all hurt together, which is kind of, we bond on that. So yeah, it was. I just kind of thought it'd be funny to have, because they are going to play in a weird season, right? We don't have NBA anymore, so we actually have a top level professional team playing around that time of year, which I thought, other than the Seahawks, nobody really plays in October around here, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
People did mention though that the soccer team does go into October when I posted that.
Oh, the Sounders. That's right.
but
Technically,
No one
sure, but the
cares.
joke stands.
Right, exactly.
The joke stands on its own.
Exactly. Total stranger. You really think that mask is helping? Me. Well, you're not looking at my tits, so yes. Conversation over, I guess.
That was a good one.
Somehow my mask doesn't do that for me.
It's not providing the same coverage.
So that was like that happened like in late April or something, and so that was when still there was this idea that I don't really need to wear a mask, and it was before a lot of places were requiring it, and it was also where I kind of thought this is going to be an uphill battle trying to get people to wear masks unless you start requiring it, and so yeah, I was in the line at the Fred Meyer, and the guy was kind of behind me, but not 6 feet, you know, it's kind of doing, and so
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything, I don't want to cause a problem, but I did do kind of the, you know, that little half glance, like, you know, that the body
Yeah, like,
language of, hey,
excuse me?
buddy, look close. And then I heard him say that. He said that to me, and I said, what? Because I wasn't sure if he was talking to me, and I said, what? And he goes, you really think that mask is helping? Like, first of all, it doesn't matter if what I think about it. Like, I'm wearing it. I'd rather you not be behind me. That's all this really is. And so yeah, so I said that. I said, well, you're not looking at my tits. So yeah, and it was funny because I think the cashier was I think the cashier heard me say it, but you can't tell someone's laughing through a mask, but you can kind of tell when the eyes are doing something. Like, so I think
Yeah.
I made her laugh with that.
That's amazing.
And
That's
And by the
such a
way, that
wonderful-
was the end of the conversation. We stopped talking. He didn't
It's
say
just
anything else to me.
period at the end of the sentence.
Right.
I had the same thing happen, but it was Friday, and I was just out of it. I was very tired, so I get off work. I work from like noon to 8:30 or something like that. So I got off. I stopped at the store and I was walking around the store, just kind of completely out of it. And I saw a guy, and he was staring right at me. So I stared back at him because I'm not going to lose this competition. And he was like angry, and he walked up. And as he walked past me, we're still looking at each other. and he says, "Fuck you," and kept walking. But I didn't really hear what he said, and I was like, well, that was weird. And I turned, and the cashier's like calling, like, we got to get this guy out of the store, this and that. And I was like, what's up with that guy? And she was like, oh yeah, he cursed at you, whatever, because he's not wearing a mask. And that was the first time I realized why I couldn't look away from him, was he was the only one in the store not wearing a mask. And I didn't even think about it. He just, I was like, why can't I stop looking at this guy? Oh, I haven't seen a face in a year.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. It looks weird to see a mask, or if watching a movie or a TV show where people hug, it's like, whoa, what are they doing? I noticed that now. You're right.
I'm in Georgia though, so don't nobody got a mask.
Be careful, Vanessa.
I'm just like, oh, we're doing this? Is this what we're doing, Georgia? Okay.
Georgia's like, we can swing an election.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, we're recounting these votes. It's like, you wear your little mask. That's cute. Like,
yeah, we voted blue, but we're going to draw the line at that. We're not going to wear any masks for you.
yeah. The governor of Georgia actually sued the mayor of Atlanta for making a mask mandate.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of masks.
All right.
Anyway, next tweet.
Yeah, I'm going to pivot back. Vanessa, you got to quarantine when you get home.
If
Kermet,
I get home. I'm just kidding. That was dark.
Yeah, it was. And I'm going to let you sit in it. Oh, you got water. That's perfect. All right. Kermit, I got this tweet. Fun fact, when you're Hawaiian and it's 0 degrees when you step outside your hotel, you see dead relatives.
Oh, man. Wow, you're going back for that one.
Yeah, I did. I right before we did this, I scrolled way back because I wanted to find a couple from the before times.
Yeah, when you're not used to that, it's a moving experience. It's.
Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, that I do remember. It was in Minot, North Dakota.
I've been there.
And I remember that because I remember it because I was in the airport and I called the I don't even think this was a Uber or such. I think it was actually a cab. So I called them and the person said, "No problem. I'm 5 minutes away. I will call you I'll call you when I get there." And I said, "Oh no, I'll go outside and wait for you." And he goes, "No, stay inside. I will call you when I get there." And I went, "Oh, okay." And when that door opened and I went towards his cab, I realized, oh, there's no way. It was negative 25 or something like that. Or so I had never felt that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so and so the other reason, so I remember that. I remember the cab driver saying, "No, don't come outside and wait for me. Just stay in there." And then I remember the other thing was that there was a Hawaiian restaurant in Minot, North Dakota. So I literally went and had Hawaiian food the next day in negative temperatures.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Crazy.
I had a similar experience, but it wasn't in North Dakota. It was like northern Alberta, and I walked outside, and it was like negative 26 degrees. And you're right, just all, it was Grandma, Grandpa, Yoda, Old Ben, just all the ghosts that show up.
Like, what are you doing? Go inside.
Yeah.
We didn't die for you to do this.
Yeah. Either follow the light or go inside. Pick one, dude.
Right. All right, Vanessa, do you have another tweet?
Yeah. Live comedy has been gone so long, the comics who point at someone and say, "This guy knows what I'm talking about," are no longer sure if that guy knows what they're talking about. And I feel that because I did a mic in Arizona because they're open, and I was like, oh, huh, like all the little comics who were trying to like do crowd work, the audience was just like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, when I wrote that tweet, I was just thinking about how it's so funny that those little kind of tricks of comedy are I sort of miss it in a way, which if we were still working every night, you just roll your eyes like, this guy knows what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Or that one guy, and if you don't know who it is, that's you. You know, that the kind of the little things that, and
Right.
I wrote that tweet thinking, I would love to hear that guy now. I would love, I would love to hear someone say, "This guy knows what I'm talking about." Have the audience say, "Yeah, that guy does," because look how he's dressed.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was so funny, the idea that wow, we've been gone so long that he may not know what that guy's talking about anymore. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
how
every
we're gonna
stand-up
still relate to
comedy.
these people. What was that?
I was going to say every stand-up comedy trope is just going to be refreshing. Nothing's going to be just exhausting or
Yeah.
hacky. It's all just, oh, thank God there's someone here
Yes.
to talk about his penis and
Right.
hump the stool. Thank God we're able to
Yes.
do this again.
And yeah, that's where that tweet came from. Is like, I if I were to hear somebody do that tonight, I would be cool, stand-up comedy. You know.
Just throw your
Right.
fist up like the end of the Breakfast Club. Just
And also too, like the person who does that line, they haven't done it in a while, right? So that was part of the joke too, was that
they flubbed the line.
they may not know, right? They may not know if that guy knows what they're talking about, or they may pick the wrong person. They may pick someone to say that line to that. And as soon as they say it, go, well, no, that guy would not understand what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
They're not up on their chops of doing even those lines. Don't have chops right now because they just haven't been doing them. So.
Right.
All right, I got my last tweet here, and this one when I'm going to edit it so it's more visual, but I just thought it was so funny, Kermit, when you and your daughter dressed up as that couple in St. Louis that came out of their house with guns.
Yeah.
And
Hilarious, by the way.
the tweet was, "Listen, protesters, if you think you can come into our non-gated, middle-class, diverse neighborhood, my daughter and I have a foosball goalie and produce stand banana with your name on it." And that's just such a funny photo. The banana in your daughter's face is what really makes it for me.
Seriously, though.
So I had this foosball goalie thing, and I was holding it like the guy. And when we took the picture, I couldn't obviously see what my daughter was doing. So then when I went to the computer to put the things in, and by the way, it was talk about your sacrifices for comedy. Because of the muffin top, I haven't tucked in a shirt in a long time, and I tucked in a pink polo, and it was not flattering at all, man. It did not look good, but the character satire has to be accurate, right? So so I did that anyway. So I put the pictures into the computer, and I see that one, and my daughter's face made me laugh out loud. I mean, it was perfect, right? And I think it is the highest liked picture I've ever put up. I think it's the likes just kept coming, and people were sharing it, and the likes are on top of that on Facebook. Yeah, so it was. She made that, and my daughter's genuinely funny, and I try not to tell her that because I want her to get a real job with insurance. But she's the one that made that picture work. It was brilliant, and many people said that on the Facebook comments. Many people said that, and then also I believe it was one of my most shared tweets as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Kermit, do you have you have your Twitter? Do you and your dry bar special? Is there anything online, or do you have any upcoming shows that you would like to promote?
I don't have any upcoming shows. I know that one.
Sorry, I set you up for that.
Nothing much. I on Twitter, it's just like I said, Kermet Apio. Everything's Kermet Apio. YouTube. I don't have a ton of stuff on YouTube. There's actually more music stuff on YouTube than comedy. And I do have like you said, the dry bar special. And I'm on Facebook. And my kids started me on an Instagram, but I still don't know in any way how to use it. So I'm on the learning curve on that. So there's really nothing to follow right now. But my kids keep telling me I need to have one. So we've started that little journey.
Cool.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so follow Kermit, check his stuff out. Check out some of his music stuff on YouTube. His music stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
Vanessa, you got anything you want to promote?
Just this.
Just this. All right. Well, Kermit, thank you so much for doing the show with us. We really do appreciate it. It was very good to see you.
Thanks for having me. And I do want to say that you two are so fun to work with and so funny to watch. And it's I was telling somebody who's not a comedian that not only do I miss comedy a lot, but I also miss being around comedians. That's absolutely one of my favorite things is that comics are funny and they're fun to be around. And so I wanted to say that the two of you are a blast, and thanks for having me on. And I hope someday we get to share a stage again because I love working with both of you.
Oh, thank you,
Right.
Kermit. I'm sure we will. We
Yeah.
will. We'll be back. They
Hopefully.
can't stop us.
Right.
Eventually.
Right. We'll make a way.
Yeah. We'll be there when this all ends.
Absolutely.
We're like roaches.
Yeah. Someone had to say it. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing the show, Kermit. You guys, thank you for watching. This has been Funnysad. Check out more episodes and check out Chase Meyer's podcast, Buckets and Duckets, as well. Have a great rest of your week.